Hello YouTube, Chuck back here again with another much requested video, which will be around UI, my WeakAuras, a bit of brief description of the add-ons I'm using currently, and sort of in general theory of how you should be building your UI, at least my opinion of it anyway. So going over here in game quickly, let's see where we should start. I guess I can just go over quickly all the add-ons I have here, and again just mention a couple of them that are like I guess more interesting. And then we'll go into the WeakAuras settings, basically how to build your UI so it's not cluttered, it's nice and clean, and maybe mine isn't the best, definitely, but it's not bad. I like it. So going over in the add-on section very nice and quickly. I'll go over most of the add-ons, which there are so many videos on that I'm sure most of you already use those or are well aware of them. But starting from the top, Bagnon is the add-on that combines all your bags into a single UI with a bunch of options like filters, searches, toggle the bank, all the nice stuff here around your bank. So around your bag, say so. It's not bad. It's I like it. Going next, deadly boss mods, pretty standard. You'd want to have deadly boss mods for doing PvE dungeons, maybe not so much, but for raids definitely. Level 60 raids definitely. It gives you all the pop-ups, the timers, the pings, the audio pings. Don't stay in the fire, all the good stuff there, right? So you never die in a raid. Is basically what this add-on helps you. Atlas, added back here. This is dependency missing because of the item rack sets, but I'll get to it in a second. Atlas is pretty standard. This is the add-on that lets you check the loot from every dungeon, raid, professions, reputations, PvP, as well as all the collections, world events, just full raid sets, and you know all the good stuff. Important for Atlas loot is to actually download the Season of Discovery mod from CurseForge, because this of course has the Black Phantom Depths loot. So if you want to basically see how this stuff never drops, well, you can now be looking at it in your Atlas loot, you know, crying about it. Moving forward, Auctionator, pretty standard action house add-on. There's a couple other ones like I think TSM, pretty standard add-on to let you buy and sell items of the auction house easy, search items easy, find the best deals, as well as post items in large quantities, perfectly undercutting the existing vendors on the auction house. So there's like you're always making the most money you can from any auction house sales. Moving forward, auto shop. This is actually, you can ignore this. I use that to try and farm Kala sacks, but it's an add-on that lets you auto buy and sell items from a vendor when you press it. So like if you're trying to buy a limited item, you'd probably allow this, enable this right in its settings, what item you want to buy, and then continuously like press the vendor open close until the item shows, and then this will guarantee you auto buy it instantly. Bartender is the one that lets you move all the elements around your screen, and I'll get to in a second. This is probably the bigger part of the video. Moving forward, Blizz Move. This is an old add-on that again was letting you move a lot of the standard UI around your screen. I'm not currently using this, and this is the debugging version of it, I think, because it was giving me crashes. Again, this is my UI and add-on setup from way back in Classic WoW, so a lot of those might be obsolete. This definitely you don't need. Character Stats Classic is one of the best add-ons in the game, which gives you the extended stats panel next to your character panel when you press C. And then of course it has a whole bunch of options of what you want to show and hide. So for example, as a Shaman, I'll never range stats. I'm not a tank, so I've hidden all the avoidance stats, so I can just nice and easy see here my attack power, attack speed, hit, spell crit, spell power, you know, all the good stuff here. Very customizable. I recommend this very much. Moving forward, Classic Bestiary. This is the add-on that upon hovering an NPC, if I can maybe show you, oh there we go, if I hover over this guy, you can see here on the tooltip it gives me a quick detail about all the abilities he's casting. So this is very nice for questing and even in dungeons, so you can sort of be prepared and know if a mob is doing some CC, some fears, or you know, anything dangerous that you should be well aware of. Probably more so important in hardcore versions of WoW. But again, I very much like this because, you know, whenever I'm questing or fighting with an NPC, I'll be able to know what his abilities are and what I can expect from him. Um, Damage meter as well as details damage meter as well as details tiny threat plugin are of course the damage panel and the threat panels. Pretty standard. Everybody's using those. Nothing to say here specifically. Like obviously very customizable. Within the window control option, you can actually add more panels. So you can add one for healing, overall damage, current damage, threat, you know, whatever you want really. So it's pretty nice. Extended character stats, I don't even know what this one is. So which one is actually active? I'm pretty sure extended character stats is the one that I have running over here. Yeah, it's extended character stats 3.2. So I think that's the one that you'd wanna be getting yourself for the character stats. Gather me data. This is farming add-on that lets you configure all the world spots or places for nodes, herbs, and what I've actually used it here and configured it for is chests. Because I was farming the new Waylate Durtar supply logistics reputation, so I wanted to make sure I know where all the chests were. So what I was actually doing is, for I was running over here collecting or trying to find a single chest, and because chests had very high chance of having a Waylate, I'll just basically go make a quick circle in Ghost 2, grab myself the Waylate, come back to Thunderbluff, fill it in, return it, go again, and that's basically how I quick managed to get over to Friendly, which is actually now required for your rune rather than Honored. So that's actually quite a nice nerf. Handy Notes is currently, I believe, not working. This is a similar one to Gather Me. It lets you pinpoint on the world map basically almost anything. This is currently not loaded for me, so actually it doesn't quite matter. Maybe actually the Spirit Healer icons here are coming from it. But again, this is something that I wouldn't necessarily say you need. This is for treasure hunters or, again, really more useful in retail, I would say. Going forward, item rack. Item rack's pretty standard add-on here, which lets you create gear sets, lets you bind them, as well as lets you drag out like specific item slots on your screen. I currently have only like a panel for full sets, but you can actually do the exact same thing for trinkets only. Put it somewhere in the middle of your screen, and with later phases when we have a whole lot more trinkets, and especially in PvP, would be able to quickly swap those in and out. So that's actually quite nice. Kill track is to keep track of how many kills you have on a specific mob. This is actually, I actually got this one for while I was getting boosted in Ragefire Chasm on one of my outs, so I can see the kill counts. But actually this didn't end up being the add-on I expected, so you can actually ignore this. Layer Maps and Layer Plus are probably the two most helpful add-ons in Classic WoW. The maps one makes the map like this. Very nice, has coordinates and it's smaller, not full screen, so that's nice. And then the other one is Layer which if I actually just go quick over to settings, LTP, okay. So this actually lets you pull a whole lot of global settings in terms of sell junk automatically, automate quests, keep gossip, release, block invites, block quests, block shares. You know, like I'm honestly just clicking over the options here. There's so many. I haven't actually used this a whole lot, but it's nice. I always just download it, and then whenever I feel like the need that whenever I feel the need to use it, I'll basically have it there, and it um, will let me basically modify whatever I need. Going forward, Letrix maps here, minimap button. This is probably like people would probably already ask me this in the comments, but this is the add-on that combines all your other add-on icons in a single nice panel instead of spread across your minimap on top. There's a couple of other options for this. I think the other one was it was called something minimap. To be fair, I forgot it, but I've used this minimap button now for so long It's super nice because you can close it, you can leave it open. I think you can actually as well move it, maybe with control. Why am I not able to move that? Oh yeah, with an alt you can actually move that, put it anywhere on your screen. I just like it over here. So yeah, this is like very useful, very nice add-on. Highly recommend. Mob info is the add-on that lets you see NPC's HP. It does currently conflict with the standard like show percentages on top of it, so you can see here 5,500 100% HP, but then also on top the standard 100% marker from the standard settings. But yeah, this is just perfect for classic WoW because by default you don't see your target's HP. And of course this add-on doesn't let you see the HP of PvP players, or PvP tag players. However, it gives you the HP of all NPCs in the game, and this is basically something nice if you want to engage with an elite or something. Um, Moving forward, what else? What else? Move any. This is again an add-on to move everything on the screen. I'm not using this. You can safely not get that. Nova World buffs. Nova World buffs is something that was quite important in classic WoW in the re-release version, and it might as well be here in later phases, but it one shows you which layer you're on whenever you target an NPC, so that's very nice for layer hopping, trying to catch the best Shenvow layer and just like layer yourself to different layers to find maybe the chests for the supply logistics reputation, or you know, if you're trying to hunt an elite or something. But it also lets you know the timers of world buffs dropped within each layer. And again, not important now, but for sure very important when we actually get Ren, Tunixia, and Nefarian buffs later on in classic season of discovery lifespan. Plater. Plater is of course the add-on that enables plates. There's multiple ways to have plates enabled, multiple add-ons that modify plates. I'll just quickly go over here to an enemy mob to show you how the plater one works. All of those add-ons are very highly customizable. I've used plater for a while. Honestly, you can find anything else as well. There's thread plater as well, or thread plates. There's just so many options for this, that or so many different options for what add-on to use for plates, that I would honestly recommend you just choose whatever you like, I guess, like the most. And if I go here over, yeah, that's the thread plate, right? So this is the thread plate for this add-on and the way they show. I haven't really, you can see obviously here debuffs as well and all the here. If you're in a dungeon or a raid and you're not the tank, you actually see the color of the thread plates different to what a tank would. So I think you see thread if it attacks you, you see blue if it doesn't, or vice versa. And again, you can modify this, and there's better ones that show you the actual thread percentage on the side here. But I don't really think that this is all that's required. So currently using Plater. If needed, I'll be changing this in the future. What else? Questy, obviously, you know, like gives you all the quest points in the world map. All the, you know, like this, for example, is Questy, where you can get your quest items dropped. So that's that. Rested XP guides, I've currently disabled this, but you are well aware this is the paid auto leveling add-on with an arrow and a perfect like route give you for where to go, which quest to pick, how quickly to go back, when to Hearthstone, where to Hearthstone to, and all those things. It is of course paid add-on, however it's free from 1 to 20, so for Season of Discovery I feel like it's perfect. It's perfect because you'll be able to like get to 20 and then just wing it to 25, and if you want it you can always purchase it. No promotional calls from my side. I'm too new of a YouTuber to have any sponsorships, but that's that. Spell Replay is an add-on that I recently found, which basically makes this timeline here of abilities you are casting. This is nice because I prefer looking here for the damage I've done rather than actually looking at the actual target for like, you know, the floating combat text, because it obviously, as you can see here, shows how much damage you've done. And it's also good for making videos and streaming, because people while fighting or in raids and such will be able to basically exactly see the rotation you're doing. So that's nice. And then what else? Target health shows again. I think. Wait, did I already go this one? Be fair, like with add-ons that show the HP of mobs, I've had quite an issue with in the past. Like I think I have more than a single one doing that currently. Yeah, so I have mob info and I actually also have target health. I'm gonna lie to you which one works currently. But I have them both. You can just test it out, disable the one you don't need. Vendor price is very simple. Tells you the vendor price of items in your bag. This is insane for picking up quest rewards, as well as just knowing the value of things that drop randomly in the world. Um, and then weapon swing timer would obviously be your swing timer for melee classes. So you can now see here the main and the offhand. I've also disabled the swing timer of my enemy. It's usually in a red bar underneath. Shows you the weapon swing timers of your opponent. I don't know if you really need this for PV. I don't feel like I do, especially as a DPS. So I just removed this on the settings. And then what's training is just amazing because it lets you all the abilities you'll be able to learn, as well as Warwalk Grimoires, Hunter like abilities and all the things nicely here in your spellbook on the last tab. So that's cool. And of course I skipped over WeakAuras, which I guess we've come to the bigger part of the video in terms of how should people be building your UI and what general advice I can give to you. Now the first advice I want to give to you, and this actually goes back to a video made by Preach Gaming. I don't know if you know him. Of course you can check him out on YouTube, but he's like a very old WoW YouTuber that's played retail and like probably every version of the game. And years back he had a video where he was testing special some sort of glasses with motion sensors that were detecting where your eyes were looking at while you were playing the game, right? Follow me, right? And the idea behind the video and what he ended up as a conclusion, and actually I've taken this I've taken this like by heart, honestly. Like I've used this method of building my UI ever since I saw this video. That essentially the logic is that if I unlock my panels here, this would be the standard place where your character panel would be. Now imagine you have all your WeakAuras here, your swing timer, all your abilities down here. You're fighting with a wolf or anything, and then you have your own HP up in the corner. And then imagine it's PvP or maybe hard PV where you can actually die. Your eyes would basically constantly be going from, okay, I got a plus lava lash, I'm looking at lava lash, and then right after I need to maybe check my HP, check my mana. Okay, so I'll look up top left, then I'll look bottom left, then I'll look bottom right. Okay, maybe I need to use a potion. Okay, what's the cooldown on that? I need to check over here maybe. Maybe it's also relevant to look at the map as well, maybe in a Warzone Goat. So you'd constantly, essentially the idea is that your eyes would constantly be jiggling around the screen, trying to look at different sections of your monitor, which, like humans and human eyes are very quick. The difference between looking in the top left or looking not on the top left is probably not massive. However, you can imagine it adds up, and especially in like a PvP situation or like a very intense PvP situation where a split second could, like even less than a split second, could mean the difference between life and death. You don't want to basically handicap yourself by having a very cluttered, very heavy UI with important elements split all around your screen. So basically what I've done ever since I've watched this video is I've tried to like combine or move everything that I need in the center of my screen, right? Like if you can see my mouse circling around here, I can see my own HP, my own stats, my opponent, of course with target of target enabled. I don't know why it's not showing now, but I guess I need something target of target under the bottom here. Your most important WeakAuras in the middle, your swing timer, your bars just under those. And then basically what this lets you do is play WoW and be super tunnel visioned, which it's not always great, but be super tunnel visioned in the middle of the screen, looking at basically everything you need within the same sort of periphery of your eye, without your eye having to, constantly move left and right, left and right. That's why I so often my rested XP on the side here, my questy tracker as well, I can move it to the left or leave it at the right. Damage meter is in the bottom right corner because I don't like continuously look at it. My side action bar has professions, macros for spamming that I don't press, or savory, deviate, delight, which I don't press in fights, and I don't really care how quickly I do it. So that logic, I have everything that I don't need to the left and to the right of my screen, and then sort of everything that I do want to see and look at all times in the middle of the screen. And with that being said, this is the way I've sort of designed my WeakAuras. Now, if I go into WeakAuras, and I'll have links down in the description, guys, for you. I've mentioned it already on a couple of the comments. However, for WeakAuras, I'm not using something super specific or super special. I've downloaded two separate WeakAuras from wago.io, and I've combined them. The first one is Sword Enhancement Shaman. You can also see the Wago URL here, but I'll have it in the description as I mentioned already. This gives you everything you need. A small panel for buffs, a big panel for your main abilities, as well as, I think most importantly, showing you if you have Lightning Shield on, as well as your weapon imbues on the right. And then right after, there is a bar for totems, and then there is a bar as well for sort of cooldown totems, or like, well, you can see here, tremor, poison, and disease cleansing totems. Those would be ones where, generally speaking, if poison hits your entire group, you want to basically be aware of this right away, so you can press your poison cleansing right now, or very quickly, of course. This obviously sort of conflicts with my spell replay add-on that's like moving at the background, but you don't really get those three popping up very often, and not at least in this phase. So that's that. Now, I mentioned I have two WeakAuras, and basically what I've done is that the totem WeakAura is a separate one. What I've done is I've downloaded the main enhancement WeakAura, I've opened it, I've removed or deleted or made to not load. Yeah, there we go, active totems. So this is the basic Sword Enhancement Shaman totem tracker, which if you go into load, you can put load never and move it somewhere off the screen, and then you'll never see it. What I've done instead is actually I've gotten another totem tracker. I've just dragged it within my Sword Enhancement Shaman WeakAura package, so they all move together, and I am using this currently. Now, the difference I'm using this compared to the basic one is very, very simple. Because whenever you put a totem and you get out of range, it actually glows over the aura. Yeah, there we go. So this is the only reason I'm using another totem tracker than the basic one from the major WeakAura package, because the major WeakAura package that I've downloaded doesn't have a range proximity sort of setting for your totems. I like this because in raids very often I would put strength totem, and then there will be a bit of movement, or I'll run away and I'll forget about it, and then at least this glowing in yellow again in the center of my screen, right in my eyes, will let me know, oh screw me mate, I don't have strength on, so I'll just re-put that in, so I'll make sure I get the buff. This is the only difference, to be fair, between again the standard WeakAura within the standard totem tracker within the WeakAura I've showed you, and then the custom one I've downloaded. In all cases, you'll get both. I'll have links for both. You can just again merge them, move the totem tracker within the main package, hide the previous totem tracker from the main package, and then that's that. I think that's probably all in terms of sort of WeakAuras and UI. I know mainly people are looking for the WeakAuras, so I'll have timestamps, I'll have links for the WeakAuras, so you guys can basically replicate what I'm playing with. And yeah, that's really from me. For everyone celebrating the Christmas holidays, I'm wishing you guys Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. For anyone else not celebrating, well, enjoy the holidays. If you have any, definitely enjoy the New Year. And I'll look to be back with some more Shaman and overall Season of Discovery content as soon as possible. See you in Azeroth.